To the outside world, Amanda and Clive Owen seemed to be living the ultimate countryside dream. A sprawling farm, a large, happy family, and a lifestyle that inspired millions. But behind the stone walls of Ravenseat Farm, something far more painful was unfolding. What really tore them apart after more than 2 decades of marriage? And how did Clive go from strong hill farmer to struggling in silence? This is a story of love, pressure, heartbreak, and ultimately, resilience. Their story began in the mid-1990s when Amanda, a young woman passionate about rural life, took a shepherding job in Wiltshire. Her love for the countryside was more than a passing phase. It was a calling. That same passion led her to Ravenseat Farm, where she met Clive Owen, a solitary hill farmer leading a simple, grounded life. Despite the age difference between them, Amanda and Clive were drawn together by a shared love for nature, the land, and animals. What started as mutual respect slowly blossomed into a deep, genuine love. In the year 2000, Amanda and Clive tied the knot and began building a life together. They raised 9 children amid the rugged, breathtaking beauty of the Yorkshire Dales. Life on the farm was hard. Long hours, unpredictable weather, and non-stop responsibilities. But Amanda tackled it all with strength and humor. She became a mother, a shepherdess, and eventually a household name. It all started with a modest blog. Amanda's vivid, honest reflections on farm life, from delivering lambs in the dead of winter to the chaos of raising 9 children, struck a chord with readers far beyond Yorkshire. Her voice was witty, warm, and authentic, and it didn't take long for her to gain national attention. In 2011, the Owens' lives changed dramatically when ITV's The Dales brought their family and farm into the public eye. Viewers were enchanted by the candid charm of Amanda and Clive, their close-knit children, and their beautiful yet demanding lifestyle. What was once a quiet life quickly became the subject of national fascination. But fame comes at a cost. Amanda stepped into the spotlight with grace and determination, becoming the face of a modern-day shepherdess. She wrote books, appeared on television, and inspired many with her unwavering spirit. Clive, however, remained reserved. He was more at ease in the fields than in front of a camera. As Amanda's public profile rose, cracks began to appear in their relationship. The spotlight that once illuminated their connection now began to expose their growing differences. Behind the scenes, life was far from easy. Clive was dealing with chronic pain from a severely damaged hip, the result of decades of physical labor. In 2019, he underwent a long-awaited hip replacement surgery, but the recovery was far more difficult than anyone anticipated. The physical limitations and emotional strain hit Clive hard. He was used to working tirelessly. Now he was forced to slow down. Amanda tried to hold everything together: the children, the farm, the media commitments, and a husband who was slipping into quiet frustration. The emotional distance between them widened. Clive, later in interviews, confessed that his fears and insecurities had pushed Amanda away. "I wanted to keep her to myself," he admitted, but in trying to hold on too tightly, he lost her. Amanda too struggled. She was exhausted, managing an empire built from hay bales and heartache, trying to be everything for everyone while feeling emotionally alone. By 2021, whispers of tension between Amanda and Clive were impossible to ignore. Rumors of infidelity and emotional estrangement began to circulate. The couple remained silent, refusing to confirm anything. But the silence spoke volumes. In 2022, after 22 years of marriage, Amanda and Clive quietly announced their separation. It was respectful, honest, a mutual decision made not out of anger, but necessity. The fairy tale had ended, but it wasn't a failure. It was a transformation. Fans were heartbroken. The image of the Owens, united, strong, and timeless, had crumbled. But for Amanda and Clive, this was a chance to breathe. Amanda later said, "It's been a nightmare. I've got children studying, working, and then he comes to me and says he's bored." Clive, on his part, admitted to his mistakes. "I was angry. I was drinking. It pushed her away. I know she dreaded coming home." But even in the midst of separation, their bond wasn't entirely broken. In December 2022, Amanda helped produce Beyond the Yorkshire Farm, a new series that featured Clive and their son Reuben. Amanda stayed behind the scenes, But her influence was unmistakable. It raised eyebrows. Was there still love? Was this loyalty? Or simply two people finding a new way to coexist, united by their children and shared history? Then another scare. In 2024, Clive underwent a second hip replacement. What was meant to be a routine procedure turned terrifying when doctors briefly feared for his life during surgery. Amanda, visibly emotional in interviews, revealed, "We could have lost him. He almost died." Recovery was long and agonizing. Clive wrestled with feelings of helplessness and depression. Amanda was there, no longer as a wife, but as a steadfast presence. She cooked, she supported, she stayed. Clive, the man who once could not sit still, was now deeply dependent. The experience was humbling and heartbreaking. But Amanda didn't walk away. Despite their separation, she remained the emotional backbone of the family. Their relationship continued to evolve. The couple began work on Our Farm next door, a new project that involved restoring an old abandoned farmhouse they had purchased together. This wasn't just another show, it was personal. It represented hope, healing, and perhaps a quiet way to reconnect, not romantically, but as partners in legacy. Amanda led the creative direction, bringing her vision and energy to the project. Clive, ever steady, offered his knowledge, wisdom, and the quiet strength that had defined him throughout their years together. "This actually belongs to us," Amanda said about the new property, contrasting it with Ravenseat, which they had only rented. This new farmhouse wasn't just bricks and stone, it symbolized a fresh chapter. It was personal, meaningful, and something they were building for themselves and their children. A new beginning, shaped not by circumstance, but by choice. Still, behind the scenes, concerns about Clive's health continued to grow. Those closest to him noticed his increasing fatigue and frequent dizziness. The years of hard physical labor and emotional wear were catching up to him in ways he could no longer hide. Though he rarely complained, the toll was undeniable. The man who once never slowed down now found himself struggling with simple tasks. And yet, with the same quiet determination, Clive pressed on, unwilling to give up. Meanwhile, Amanda continued to evolve and thrive in the public eye. Her voice echoed across television, books, and radio, resonating with audiences who admired her strength and authenticity. She had grown into a symbol of modern rural life, one who could juggle family, fame, and farming. But no matter how far her career carried her, she never truly left Clive behind. Their relationship had changed, yes, but the connection remained. It wasn't rooted in romance anymore. It was something deeper, forged in survival and love for their children. Today, Amanda and Clive Owen are no longer husband and wife, but they are still partners in parenting, in purpose, in preserving the land they both love. Their story is no longer one of romantic perfection. It's something far more powerful: resilience, endurance, and the quiet strength of two people who refused to walk away when it mattered most. What do you think about the Owens' journey? Was it heartbreaking, inspiring, or both? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a story like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.